So I've had a little bit of problems with ShawDirect. Mostly in the idea of what I would perceive would be false advertising mostly. One of the things that they claim to provide is television from stations all across the country, which they do quite well, except when they, I assume that my situation is the same as everybody else. When you apply to ShawDirect for an account, you give them your address, and that becomes your main service. So my address is in the northern half of Alberta. Therefore, the only stations that I will get are the ones that originate out of Edmonton, with the exception of Omni and Yes TV. Those only come from Ontario, even though they have stations in Calgary and in Edmonton. I only get the Ontario feeds. Omni, I get 2 feeds from Toronto. But I don't watch them, so I don't really worry too much. Their time zones, they don't shift. My complaint is, because I grew up in the south, in Calgary area, I would like to watch some programs that are only available in Calgary, namely the Calgary Stampede Parade. For the last 5 years, the listings in the program guide will show that the Stampede Parade is being broadcast on the Calgary stations. When I, in northern Alberta, tune to those Calgary stations, I do not get Calgary, I get Edmonton. The only reason that I can come up with for that is that the CRTC allows ShawDirect to substitute the signal from Edmonton over any Calgary stations that I may subscribe to, because the television networks have advertisers who have paid the Edmonton stations to provide advertisements in their broadcast area. So, on Stampede Parade Day, tuning to the Calgary stations, Global in particular, I'll pick on them because they're owned by Shaw. Global Calgary listings, Stampede Parade, 10 o'clock till noon. Tune there, what do I get? 100 Huntley Street from Edmonton. And anything else that follows. And it's been like that for 5 years. Probably longer, because I've only had the dish for that long. So, not impressed. And you know when they're doing it too. Basically, the only Calgary programming I get that's actually from Calgary will be the live news broadcasts. If I'm watching Global Calgary at 5 to see their local broadcast, I will see their local broadcast. At 5:30, Global National comes on, carried both by Calgary and by Edmonton. I get switched to the Edmonton feed. When Global National is finished at 6, I will get the first 30 seconds of Global Edmonton's local newscast, because that's the way the computers and the time are programmed, and then it will shift to Global Calgary for their hour-long news program. After that, it shifts back to Global Edmonton. I imagine this is probably the case everywhere. So I really don't think my situation is any different from any other ShawDirect subscriber. Not exactly what I subscribed for. So, false advertising.